Welcome to the Multifamily Collective. My name is Mike Brewer, and today I wanted to talk about the EQR acquisition of $1 billion of apartments from Blackstone. And I posted this out on LinkedIn just a couple of days ago when it broke. I think it was 2 days ago that it broke. And I put the note out there that I thought this was just another positive note as it relates to the real estate environment or the multifamily environment, especially as it relates to deal flow. I think that there were 2 other transactions that happened earlier this year where they were big transactions. I think north of $1 billion, certainly multi-asset acquisitions or dispositions, whichever way you want to look at that. And I thought at the time it was also a positive sentiment in the market. So despite what you might think about the economy right now, whether it's booming, it's on the precipice of a recession, or it's just stagnated, and we're just going to muddle through for the next couple of years, which I think is not going to happen because we've got many things that are shaping up. But that's one guy's opinion. You've got an election that's coming up. That's a fact, but there are a lot of prognosticators out there that would suggest one thing or the other depending on their view of the world. So anyway, the point that I'm getting to is with this EQR transition of $1 billion worth of real estate, which they're buying in Atlanta, Denver, and I think one other market, Dallas, Fort Worth. These are markets that Equity or EQR, they operated in these markets in the past, but they are getting back into these markets. So I think even if they're buying at a time where it's not prime time, it's the opportunities in the future, the forecast for the future as it relates to the economy, I think will bear out the fact that this was a great opportunity. The 2 transactions that happened prior to this one, great opportunities. You're buying in this, what is potentially the trough, or not the trough, but the end point. You're starting to climb out of the trough at this point. I think the election will certainly bring some certainty to the market. Markets like certainty. And I also think that obviously the interest rate environment, if that starts to get squeezed and interest rates start to come down, that will be a gain or a positive note for transactions like these and transactions that will happen in the future. The big punchline here is that these transactions are just a tell. They're a canary in the coal mine in the opposite sense. And the canary in the coal mine analogy is really canary smells gas and warns everybody to get out of the tunnel before something happens, drastic happens. This in the sense is, hey, look, something positive is about to happen in the environment. And these big shops like EQR and others who are armed with armies of analysts and big data sets can kind of see the market potentially a little more clearly than others might see it. Because they're in it and they're doing it every single day and they're having the conversations that are necessary to give them the confidence to move forward. So I see this as a net positive for the industry at large. I see it as I see the other 2 plus this one as a net positive for the marketplace. And I think the ice is beginning to thaw and the opportunities are going to start to present themselves, especially when you marry this up with delinquency in the marketplace with sponsors that got into the business when money was flowing freely and put things out there with floating rate interest, floating rate debt. And you're going to marry up this positive sentiment that's going on in the market, interest rates starting to come down, and the squeeze on those particular operators who are really pinched right now will have to make moves. And values have come down as a result of all of these things. So you're going to start to see some movement in the multifamily space, I think, in a positive direction. You're going to marry that up with capital markets that are going to be ready to put some money to work. And I think that it's 2025 and the out years are shaping up to be really spectacular years in the multifamily space. I'm very excited to be a part of that and participate in it in a way that I never have before. More to come on that. But I see these as positive signs for the market. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.